in the Moose, the Medicine Show Radio Moose Mobile. We are in Ullapool, all set up. Blustery Ullapool, well stormy up here. We're in the west coast, the northwest of Scotland, and at a Mark Mulholland gig. Everything's here apart from Mark, but I'm reliably informed he's on his way. So what I thought we'd do, rather than hold up the broadcast and lose this slot on Restream, we're going to play a bit from the album as a preview to Mark. Mark and I go back a long way actually. I was counting the years. It was 2008 and we met here, not at this pub, but we met at the Arch, where I was doing a radio show here in Ullapool for Lochbroom FM, and we were doing gigs, regular gigs at the Arch Inn here in Ullapool. Incidentally, there's a gig at the Arch Inn tonight, so I'm going to maybe have a look in that a bit later on. Davy Curran's playing in the Arch Inn. Mark Mulholland, however, is here at the Argyll Hotel, and I think about 9 o'clock that will start, so we are a bit early. I like to get a bit of a preview in before the gigs actually happen, give people a chance. If they're in the area, and if you are, please do come along and see Mark. Join us at the Argyll Hotel this evening. Mark Mulholland, originally Glasgow. He's definitely a Scot, but how long it is since he's lived in Scotland is anybody's guess, really. At the time I met him, he was in Berlin. Interesting character. I think he's in Paris at the moment, but we worked together recently. Something's happening. Oh, I'm getting notifications I'm ready to start, but I have started. I was working with Mark in 2013. He was in Haiti at that time. He was in charge of the music cultural program in Haiti. There's a car arriving now, so what I'll do is I'll play, you'll like this anyway, I'll play one of his songs from the new album. The album's Revolutions Go in Circles. It's really interesting. He recorded it in, not in Haiti, this one, the last one he did. This one he recorded in Mali, and used a lot of Malian musicians, African griots and the like on that. So I want to talk to him about that. I want to really catch up with what he's been up to, and we'll get him in just a minute. Let's put some music on.
Walking to Africa, you would see it in a couple of days. Then I got a glimpse about the rainbow shadow. Met Jack Kerouac on the way. I'm moving on, I'm moving on, I'm moving on. So won't you listen to my song? Listen to my song, moving on. I met Overland on the banks of the Seine, and I listened to his melancholy saga. I saw Federico Lorca on his little black horse on the way to Granada. Listen to my song, moving on. Met John Steinbeck east of Eden, saw Bob Dylan at the gates, and as I passed by finished free, I caught in WDA. I'm moving on, I'm moving on, I'm moving on. So won't you listen to my song? Won't you listen to my song? Moving on.
Technical difficulties.
Travel a while with Don Quixote, Sancho and Rocinante. Played my guitar in a dusty bar somewhere near Alicante.
Actually, years of that side, and that's
I'm moving on, I'm moving on,
don't want to touch
I'm moving
it.
on. So won't you listen to my song? Won't you listen to my song? Won't you listen to my song? I'm moving on, moving on.
Magic. That's Mark Mulholland. Revolutions go in circles, so they do, Mark. Yeah. This seems like we've got Mark with us in the Moose, and a nice audience as well. Thanks for joining us, guys. This is a bit of a circle rejoining itself, isn't it?
I was trying to figure out when it was last I saw you.
I think I figured the last time I saw you, that's a difficult one as well. It was at your dad's place.
Yeah, with
Frank
Frankentin. Yeah.
And was Alistair there?
Alistair Gray was there as well.
Jeez, God.
Sadly, no longer with us.
I know. Hey, I mean that was. I know. We've actually had some apocalyptic nights together down there.
Indeed.
And days and mornings and mornings after as well. We'll go into that night with Alistair and your dad and Frankentin. Frankentin, my French is rotten. My Haitian Creole is even worse. I mean, I equated that at the time. I was overawed with those characters, of course, because they're overawing characters. And your dad as well, of course.
He sends his regards.
He does. Well, it's lovely. Yeah, and I would like to. We're just catching up, guys.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you since then. When was that?
That would have been 2014.
2014. It would be, yeah. So that's not long after we were out in Greece together,
No,
then?
yeah.
About a year after that.
Yeah.
And you were heavily involved with the Haitian music.
Yeah. I did an album with Frank Etienne.
Yeah.
For those who don't know him, is what the great poet, playwright, novelist.
A polymath, eh?
Yeah, painter.
Painter as well.
He's on the short list for the Nobel Prize in Literature and stuff.
I mean, he stuck it out through the hard years when they were murdering artists.
Yeah, and he managed to slip his criticisms in by them being veiled in all sorts of metaphors and
that, and the fact he was
spirals.
so popular, he was pretty much untouchable. Eh?
Yeah.
So that's us in your kitchen in 2014. I felt, what I felt it was like sitting in on Robbie Burns and on his travels around the Highlands with, it was a historic time for me anyway.
That was great.
Yeah.
And we had no idea whether Frank and Alistair would get on or not, and because they were quite similarly.
It could have been a silverback moment, couldn't it?
Eccentric characters, but they became best of pals.
I know. And your dad, it was your dad's vision on that one, wasn't it?
Because he was a friend of Alistair's for many years,
Yeah.
and I introduced him to Frank
And
in Haiti.
he put on an exhibition. Is your dad still got the gallery?
He has, yeah.
Wow.
It's moved off the main street. It's now in the back in the lane behind where it was before. But it's still going.
Where is that?
In Inverness on Argyll Street, the hidden lane.
Because your dad, he just more or less cleared out everything in the gallery and put on 2 exhibitions in one go and hoped that it'd work.
Yeah.
And it was amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And nice that he's done that particularly on the tragic circumstances that followed with Alistair. That might have been Alistair's last exhibition, or close to it.
Close to it, anyway.
Yeah. I mean, Alistair to Scotland is what Frank Tien.
Yeah, this was the idea that we had.
Yeah. So and I got to be part of that, and I have to thank you for that.
Great evening.
And
the other album that I did in Haiti was with Tony Allen, the great Afrobeat drummer, who's Fela Kuti's drummer, kind of invented Afrobeat.
Yeah. So we're going to go on to Africa. Let's store that up in classic. And we've still got an audience, so that's lovely. Thanks for staying with us.
Mm-hmm.
We'll store that up as a cliffhanger. We're going to talk about your time in Africa, which is us really catching up to this time as well. So it's lovely to find you. I haven't
had a chance to tell you all these stories.
I know, and we've got at least a whole night to do that. But we've got this for the next 20 minutes. Would you give us a song from the album? We've got Mark Mulholland with us, ladies and gentlemen. What a treat. In a bit of a rush, Mark, but you know, we'll get there.
Here's one from the same album that you just heard, the opening track.
Yep, I know we need that.
It's called Filling Up the Silence. Conversations flicker around me in the gloomy candlelight, in the corner of a cafe on a cold October night. Just sit and say nothing, 'cause I've got nothing much to say. By filling up the silence doesn't make it go away. Drunken face across the table keeps on asking me to sing. I can entertain him, he'll buy me another drink, but I haven't got it in me. I don't want to anyway, 'cause I've done it all too often. Got nothing much to right at the moment
I've been enjoying the album, Mark, I have to say. I mean, you've always been... I'm going to switch this off. This isn't necessary. Got a background noise there, and I apologise for that. We have got an audience as well, so thanks.
Great.
Thanks for joining us. Ruth is with us there in Calgary, so nice to have Ruth with us as well. So there is a chat frame. I'm going to put Ruth's little greeting up there for us. Hi, Ruth. There is a chat frame. I can do that, so if you have any questions for Mark, you can pop them in the chat frame. Not every page, and we've got a good spread over all the pages tonight, but not every page is wired into the chat frame. However, if you go to the Moose page, then that one is, I know that for a fact. If you have a burning question for Mark. My burning question is Africa.
Yeah,
that must have been fabulous.
It was, yeah. It was,
again, you got right in about the local music.
Yeah, well, Haiti kind of opened the door to go into Africa.
Yeah.
It kind of seemed like a logical next step, and as I started mentioning, already did a project in Haiti with Tony Allen.
Yeah.
Tony Allen and a bunch of Haitian singers and percussionists.
Remind me who Tony is, and apologies.
He's the drummer of Fela Kuti's band. He also did various projects with Damon Albarn.
So was he out in Haiti?
Well, we invited him over and did a project with a bunch of Haitian percussionists and singers, and it was kind of weird mixture of Afrobeat, voodoo, psychedelic electronica, which I don't know if anybody's done that combination before.
As you do.
And then after that moved to Mali for 4 years. And there's so many incredible musicians there. I ended up playing with people like Toumani Diabaté, Cheikh Tidiane Seck, Afel Bokoum.
You've got Kora on this album. I haven't looked at the credits yet. Was that Toumani Diabaté?
Toumani plays on one song on that album. He also played on another song on the Alba Griot Ensemble album, which was an album that mixed.
I saw some of the video coming through.
Yeah, that and that one's actually we're going to re-release that one shortly as a vinyl, but the Griot album was kind of the follow-up from the project that I did with Big Words. That
the Hurricane.
Waiting for the Storm.
Yeah.
So it was myself and Craig and Hannah's.
You're going to get a chance to see Craig.
I haven't managed to get a hold of him this time, but hopefully catch up with him soon. So we ended up the Waiting for the Storm was kind of based on sort of British Celtic folky tradition.
Yeah.
And then when I moved to Bamako, I found that that repertoire married really well with the mondang stuff. So I was working with my friend Yakuba Sissoko.
Yeah.
Round about the time that myself and Craig and Hannah started thinking about assembling songs for a new album together. So we ended up we did a sort of home and away legs of the recording. Brought Yakuba over to Scotland. Wasn't very nice of me to bring him from West Africa to Scotland in December.
You did that.
At one point he said we did a recording session up in Craig's house in Ford. And at one point, it was actually all 3 roads to the village were flooded, and we couldn't actually get out.
He's in Loch Gilphead as well.
And at one point, Yakuba said to me, "You know, my brother, in your country, the sky is so low that if you leave the house, you have to lower your head." Which kind of like it is today, actually.
It is pretty much today.
But so we mixed Celtic and Mondang traditions, and we had people like Tony Allen played drums on 3 of the songs. Toumani Diabaté played kora.
It's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
And, first observation, and then we get into it spreading out, and to have kora playing on a reggae track as well. I don't know if I've heard that before. And you did that.
Yeah, and with an Afrobeat drummer.
It was also very reminiscent of where we met in the first place. There was a lot of $2 bash in there.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of Appalachian stuff feeding into it as well.
Yeah. My friend Sean Condren, who's an American musician that I met in Prague and who was part of the extended $2 bash family.
It was quite a family as well, wasn't it?
Sean plays. On the song that I just played live there, Sean does some fantastic banjo on it.
Yeah. So right, I'm going to put up the Mark's playing this very evening. We'll get another song in a minute, Mark. Just have a wee think along those lines. Let me see if I can find the appropriate graphic. And thanks for joining us, guys. Thanks for being with us. This is the Argyll Hotel this very evening, and I'm not sure what time you're on now.
9 apparently.
9. So that is in Ullapool. If you're in the area, you'd be very welcome to join us. Of course, it's free at the door, guys. Just come along and enjoy some wandering. Should you tell some stories? You're bound to have some stories between the songs as well. It's a delight to see you, Mark.
Yeah.
And
Same as that.
it was it came. I was in this area anyway, but it came about because I was thinking, I wonder if there's anything on in Ullapool, and it was like a double take. My goodness, that can't be true. It is the 13th. It is this year. I'm going. So here we are.
Yeah.
Fabulous. So Mark and I got to get out to Thessalonica in Greece, and you were working with the Malian guys at that time.
No, that was...
No,
that
you
was
were
the
working with
Haitian.
the Haitian guys at that time. And we were at Womex for that, and did the famous, well, at least in my small corner of the world, a famous broadcast actually on national Greek radio.
Right.
And all across Europe from which at some point I will put up. I podcast that, so I'll put that up for folks to have a listen to at some point.
I'd like to listen to that again.
I know, eh? So that's it. That's what got me started in this whole living in a van idea. I didn't want to do anything else when I got back from that trip. It was like, because I drove down, you just flew in, of course, and had a hotel and everything. And we met up at the opening party, and then did this radio show the next morning. And from that, I got invited to Folk Alliance in America, and that opened the door for me through America as well. And it all started with you and Craig and Troon. It did.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I played at Folk Alliance 3 years ago with my friend Sean Condren, who I was just talking about. Played banjo in that last song.
Where were you?
In New Orleans.
Oh, you got to New Orleans.
That was fantastic.
I was spitting teeth. I couldn't get. Other reasons as well. I'm hoping, maybe not this year, but next year I'm hoping to get back over to America and get some travelling done.
Yeah.
So back to the album. What song do you fancy playing for us?
I was actually thinking of one from the Albagrio album, since we're talking about Bamako. This is a song about Bamako. It's about the River Niger, and it's called Northwind. Watching the great river as it flows up to the bend. On a hazy afternoon, let's take it slow. The sun is beating down on the bustle of the town. Tell me, river, what you know. Dusty wind is blowing in from the desert to the north, carrying whispers on the breeze, whispers of peace, whispers of war. And the days slip by like water which flows under the bridge. Live each moment once and let it go. And you have to seize each chance. And the magic of the dance is when the music's going to stop, you never know.
Skull explosion rocks the night. There's panic in the street outside. Blind confusion, sudden flight. Heartbeat racing, looking for a place to hide. Gusty wind is blowing in from the desert to the north, carrying whispers on the breeze, whispers of peace, whispers of war. Tell me, river, what you know. Tell me, river, what you know.
Beautiful, Mark. Thank you. That's Mark Mulholland in the Moose, the Medicine Show Radio Moose. We're having a little preview to tonight's gig in the Argyll Hotel in Ullapool. If you're in the area, please do come along. Internet isn't great in the pub. I will try and broadcast live if we can. That would be nice. Otherwise, and I'll do this anyway, I'm going to record a couple and we'll maybe have a Mark Mulholland special at some point on INTV. Interesting. I mean, I love talking to you about the roots of music because you've been to the places where the roots have sprouted out up from.
Yeah.
Your playing style always has been reminiscent of Bert Jansch and John Renbourn and that very British style of blues playing. Does that equate directly back to the African where the blues comes in any way?
I mean, I remember shortly after I arrived in Bamako, going to see a concert by an amazing old singer, guitar player called Boubacar Traoré, Karkar.
Is he electric?
No, acoustic guitar, usually just with a calabash. And he plays with an amazing French harmonica player called Vincent Buchet, who actually plays on one of the songs in the album as well.
Oh, yes. There's some really nice harmonica. I thought that was you.
No, I can't play harmonica. On the album, it's mostly Matt the harp from $2 Bass.
Yeah.
But there's one song which the Walk a While which has Toumani Diabate on it.
Yeah.
And,
that's a great track. I think that's the one that bounced out.
Yeah.
I'll play out with that one.
Yeah. But I remember watching Karkar and thinking that not only is it the sort of distilled essence of the origin of blues, but it was also the sort of distilled essence of the origin of flamenco.
Okay.
Because flamenco came from the sort of North and West African influence coming up to Spain.
Yeah.
But it's definitely
that's a really interesting fusion.
Yeah. And also, and then you also have all of the sort of Tuareg type sort of desert blues stuff. I ended up producing a couple of albums in Bamako. One by Tammy Crest, who are a great younger, a bit in the style of Tina Rewan, but younger band. And so I produced their second last album, Kidal, and I also co-produced.
So you got studio access where you were there.
Yeah. I also co-produced and recorded the last album by Athel Bokum, who's an amazing old singer, songwriter, guitar player who worked with Ali Farka Touré.
It's really important work. Yeah, it's really important work you do.
I'm probably starting next month working on helping finalise the new album by another great Malian singer-songwriter, guitar player, Samba Touré.
Another Touré. Is that a musical term, Tory?
No, it's just a name. But you have various, it's kind of like clans.
Yeah. And they can trace through the mail line, can't they? They can trace music all the way.
Yeah, I mean, Toumani Diabate and his brother Siddiqui, Madhu Siddiqui, his son is Siddiqui, but Toumani and Madhu are the 71st generation of kora players in the family.
They've got an important job as well, because they conduct marriages and funerals and all sorts of stuff.
And I mean, I remember having rehearsals with Madhu, and he'd call me up and say, "Oh, I'm really sorry, I have to cancel the rehearsal for tomorrow because I got a call from the president's office and there's a visiting head of state and I have to go and play for him."
Yeah,
so he's still fulfilling the ancestral role.
Yeah, but on an international scale, beautiful. Yeah, beautiful. And the griots are just, I mean, I've worked with 3, and it's been the pleasure of my life. They're just lovely. They've got life sorted.
Yeah. The first time that I met Toumani Diabate, I was introduced to him, and I'd already played with Madhu, his brother. So I was introduced to him, I shook his hand, and he said, "I believe we have to play music together." And I said, "Well, that would be a great honour." And he said, "Well, I have a gig next month. Learn off one of the songs from the last album and come and play it with us."
And you were in the band.
So I came along at the sound check and said, "Okay, if you still want me to play, I learnt off one of the songs."
Yeah.
I said, "Oh yeah, sure, yeah, great." Shortly before we went on stage, he said, "By the way, I've changed the key and the tempo is a little bit different from the record."
I know.
And I'd done it in an open tuning that I couldn't stick a capo on, so I had to transpose everything in an open tuning in front of 300 people. And I sort of struggled through it, managed to more or less get away with it. And Toumani's just sitting there with a little smile on his face. But it was a test at which I managed to make it through. And after that, we did loads of stuff together.
Nice. Yeah, nice. So, talking to Mark Mulholland, he's where are you these days? Are you back in
these days?
Paris?
In central, between central France and Tunisia.
Ah, well, that's most of France.
But we're not really in Paris anymore, but based in a small town on the Loire called La Charité-sur-Loire, where we have various projects. But Corinne, my wife, who you know as well, she's now running a cultural centre running a cultural centre in Sousse, in Tunisia, about an hour and a half south of Tunis.
Okay.
So I'm back.
So you can go back and forth from there.
It's a bit easier than our previous posting, which was in Maputo, Mozambique, which is a fantastic place, but logistically a little bit complicated for coming backwards and forwards.
So you're still gainfully employed, and so is Karina by the look of it. So it's wonderful work that you both do. She's a cultural attaché for French.
Yeah, well, she's at the moment she's the director of the French Cultural Centre in Sousse.
Beautiful. So it's good work, and France is really advanced in its thinking towards artists and artistic thinking in comparison.
Yeah, although they seem to be going a little bit backwards.
I think we're all going backwards in that regard. So that's the wind getting up here. We're in Ullapool, and
good to see that Scottish weather remains constant.
Yeah,
it hasn't changed since I left.
Yeah, some things stay the same as well. So I'm going to let you get away to and help you get all set up and everything for the gig, of course. One or two little mentions there. Esther is there, just tuned in. Nice end of work and treat. Thanks, Rob. That's the end of the work week treat you're supplying for Esther Brennan. That's lovely. And she's also saying gorgeous guitar and song.
Well, thank you, Esther.
And I would agree with her as well. So, we've got a chat frame and maybe 5 or so minutes left, guys. So anything there, I'll catch up with it later on. Mark, should we play out with something from the album? Is that a good idea?
Walk a while?
Yeah, I would like that if I can find my phone. If we can hear it above the rain. You got your raincoat with you?
I did bring an extra coat. Last time I came to Scotland, I made the mistake of forgetting about the fact that extra layers would be needed to Dash to the shops the first day.
It's just been the last few weeks, actually. Well, that serious rain that hit us.
Well, I'm glad that I missed last weekend by all accounts.
Yeah. Did you just fly in?
No, I drove up from France on Tuesday.
Oh, was that easy?
It was fine, but the weather was lovely until I started approaching the Scottish border, and then this black cloud just came down to ground level.
That happens the whole time. I don't know why.
As we passed the sign saying "Welcome to Scotland," it started pissing rain.
So the album's out. Revolutions Go in Circles.
Yep.
We've played one track, Moving On, which is the current single.
Yep.
I believe. I shall put your information on screen for everyone so they can find out where to find the album.
It's obviously on all the streaming.
Oh yeah, it'll be on all.
As well.
You find the album wherever you find your music these days. But if you want to find the album, buy it to support the artist directly, which is always advisable. MarkMulholland.net. Please do. Jump on Mark's Facebook page as well. I'll put our Facebook page up as well. Tell us a bit about this song then. You said something.
Well, this song came out of a long late night conversation with Thomas Diabate after some of the terrorist attacks in Bamako. And Thomas is a very devout Muslim, but totally anti-violence, and we were just talking about the fact that we're all only here for a short time, and you have to make the most of it, and it doesn't make any difference whether you're of one religion, another religion, or no religion. That we're all the same, and we're all heading for the same place.
And we're all exactly in the same moment at any given time in life.
Yeah, so
that's what I got from the song as well. Let's play a bit of it. Thanks very much, Mark. I'm so looking forward to this tonight. What a treat. You're playing at least one other gig I know of. You're playing in...
Yeah, this time around it's just the two gigs up here. I didn't have time to... It's with
Bluetooth.
Right. This should go
Bluetooth connected.
Right, we're going to play Walk a While from Revolutions Go in Circles. Thanks, Mark.
Looking out the window on a rainy afternoon, letting my mind wander and my fingers find a tune. Thinking back on all the friends that I met along the way, the ones I might see down the road and the ones who slipped away. But we walked a while together with a story or a song, and the magic of whatever came along. And I've traveled all around the thing I've always found. Inside a door opens more to a smile than to a frown. And a burden shared is lighter than when you're struggling on your own. And voices raised in laughter can chase a chill out of your bones. So let's walk a while together with a story or a song, and the magic of whatever comes along. whichever God you pray to, or if you pray to none, we're all headed for the same old place when all is said and done. And there's nothing you take with you, there's just what you leave behind in the hearts of those who care for you when you come into their minds. So let's walk a while together with a story or a song, and the magic of whatever comes along. Let's walk a while together with a story or a song, and the magic of whatever comes along.
The album's called Oceans Go in Circles. Mark Mulholland with Walk a While. Tumani Debati, no less, appearing on the album. That's beautiful, Mark.
Oh, thanks.
Beautiful. I love that song. And that's on your screen now. That's this evening's gig. We are on our Hame in the Heelands, Stravaig, and off to Gairloch tomorrow. I haven't been to Gairloch for a while. I'm going to hook up with Tom Houston, who is very much these days ambassador for Scotland and Scottish songwriting in particular. I would say he's fife's answer to Michael Mara in many ways. Very, very accomplished singer-songwriter, and we'll be seeing Tom Houston tomorrow at the Community Hall in Gairloch around about this time. So please do go to the Moose State page, I would say. Can I put that up? I can actually. And if you, and here it is, Medicine Show on the road.me. If you hit the little bell there, you'll get a notification whenever we go live on all the pages, but particularly that one, and you can always view any of IMTV stuff on that page. These days also on the Medicine Show website, so on medicinemusic.me/news. Look for that, and this will be archived there as well, so if you enjoyed it, you can share it from there. You can tell folks what Mark's up to as well. That's what I'm up to. We are, of course, and everybody that views knows this, publicly funded. We just do everything by donations, so if you would like to donate, there is a QI code up in your left hand corner there, you might see, and every page that you are viewing from, there is a donation button there, so always good to find a wee donation in the box. Helps with the petrol, keeps me going on, and keeps me helping the music that we all love as well out here on the road. So thanks everybody for all your help. Thanks for joining us. You've even stayed with us during my advert and plugging of my own thing, so that is really cool. Thanks guys. I'm going to play out with the theme music. You know what I like about it?